Hello guys, I'm Anja the Oracle and I'm with you with another important update. I haven't done one basically for the whole month of January, so I want to give you like a overview of what's been going on. Today I'm sure many of you are gonna be feeling some very important releases. If you've noticed, the energy the last 2 weeks especially, well, the sun has been, hitting everyone everywhere, basically hitting you exactly where you need to be hit in order to let go what you have to let go. And yesterday I got a call from Dad, and he was in midst of transforming basically the horde that he's been dealing with for a while, but the last 2 weeks especially. So yesterday he got through with it, and just so you're aware, what mom and dad do, it's crucial for the mission of everyone, because that's where the original transformation comes from. All the collective transformation that we go through collectively comes from the things that they do in the unified field. So whatever is the focus there, that of the transformation, it's gonna be the focus for everyone. This is how it works. This is why they have incarnated with us over and over and over again. It is a lot more than just astrology or the divine plan or things like that. Of course, all of that comes into the play as well, but having them in the physical, working on those things for the collective, this is what is so important, and this is why eventually everyone is supposed to remember them and come home. Well, also because of that. So anyhow, yesterday he got through with it. We did gematria on it because it's some very nice confirmation that we get from GFOL or whoever it is that they're working on it at the moment. So this is why today you're gonna feel some releases. It has been broken through, and now you have to just allow it to leave you, basically. Let it go. At the same time, they are working on some very important brain stuff, brain surgery, brain activations, whatever you want to call them. Your brain connects you to the whole creation, and so does your heart. So it's always, you could say kind of like the heart and the brain are twins. There's balancing that has to happen between the two, and just feel into it. You need both of those organs for, well, your existence, or at least the existence that we have in this moment as human beings, because your brain is gonna connect you everywhere, and then your heart is always gonna guide you with the truth and with the light and with the love. So basically, like, to say it in very simple terms, what they are doing right now, they are working on the brain, and it is giving your heart time to heal. Okay, so my advice would be, do not focus maybe too much on the heart healing in those moments. Just kind of like have more this intention that you're just letting it go, okay? Because the activation is happening on the collective level, and the more you can just let go, all the rest is gonna kind of like happen automatically. So if you've been feeling like some things going on in your head, in your brain, it's good, and I would focus maybe more on the brain, and in regards to the heart, just release. Generally speaking, for the collective, there's quite a lot of things that beings are still holding on to, like even from things that happened lifetimes and lifetimes ago. You have to remember, like, what we are doing is basically giving a completely like a new slate to everything, opening up a new page that's completely unwritten. And so everything else that has happened, it does not matter, truly. Like, you're not supposed to hold on to it. Of course, it can bring you some understanding on things or things like that, but most people are just holding on to it, even if it's just like a little bit, but you're still holding on to it a little. So really let that go, because what's been going on, I'm gonna go back like to the beginning of January, because I haven't done a report on it. But if you remember, at the beginning of January is when mom and dad activated the fourth heart, and it was done on the 6th of January, and then right like a day or two before that, and about a week after that, is where we could see on the Schumann there was just like quiet. It was very weird. It doesn't usually happen, but it was very quiet on the Schumann. And like people were like, "Oh, what's going on?" Well, what was going on is that the fourth heart has been opened, and what this means, you can kind of like imagine it kind of like mom and dad coming from the back door of a house. They're kind of like sneaking in. And if you kind of like imagine yourself being a house and them coming through the back door, this is what they've been doing, and this is what's going on with this activation of. That's how you can imagine it, okay, so that you can understand it. And so this is why that week was extremely quiet, because they came through the back door and they were just kind of like observing, okay. It was a moment of observation, because when those things happen, there's a different view that everyone gets on the collective and what's going on. You have to remember that the whole creation is participating on this, so they get a new view and a new understanding as well. And this is why everything was quiet. They were repositioning things, they were changing the plans. If you haven't noticed, we are on a completely new calendar, basically. I'm just gonna call it a calendar, because of course in 3D we're still gonna be in like dates and whatever that is, but universally you could say, or like where we are in the plan, we're on a completely new calendar, and there's new things being changes and things like that have been done in the divine plan, especially that first half of January. And then after that, the Schumann started being active again, and lots of people could feel like pushes forward in sense of new opportunities opening up for you, like some big jumps, new changes that you're gonna experience. There was a deep sense of mastery, so you got those things, you kind of like what you have to do. And then after that, it just kind of got crazy, okay? Because as said, that was dealing with some very important energetics in the field, and when they're doing this in the field, it affects the whole collective. And so this is why the last week, or a bit more than that, it has probably, there's probably been deep cleanses for everyone. Maybe there's some old traumas that are coming up for you, things like that, because it's really, really hard that we are being pushed through the eyes of the needle, and so everything that doesn't serve you, everything that has to be still pulled out, well, it has to be pulled out. There's no other way around it. And in your mastery, you're supposed to just like, well, not supposed to, but it happens eventually. You start letting things go faster and faster, and then holding your mastery, holding the energy, holding the vibration. So this is what we've been in. I am anticipating, as always, some things that are about to happen in the field. Some new energy is gonna join us in a few days, so that's gonna be exciting. There's things that that has been doing with the portal, and there's some new things that are still gonna come in, so that's gonna be extremely exciting. But yeah, as far as the collective, like my short guidance today would just be let everything go. It doesn't matter like what you fucked up before, or what you did in previous lifetimes, things like that. It doesn't matter. Every day you can start anew. But there's no mistakes, there's no sin. What matters, or not that there's no sin, like mistakes, in terms of mistakes, what this means is just like, well, you did something and it didn't work, so well, you can try again and you can try a different way. It's all a purpose of learning. So keep that in heart, and generally speaking, just expand the love until no one's gonna be able to deny it. I know that many people still don't see it, which, well, it doesn't matter because they eventually will. But we just have to be expanding our own heart. I know there's people that have been given kind of new direction in their mission. There's lots of you that have been given new upgrades. There's also lots of you that have been told what you have to work on in order to bring in those new activations and new alignments, because if you're not letting go, well, then you cannot level up. So listen to your guidance, all good. And yeah, work on your mastery. I would say that there's gonna be, shortly, it's coming, a new wave of people waking up, and the path for them is gonna be a bit different than it's been for us, just because there's a lot that has been transformed already. So yeah, listen to that songs. There's lots of codes in that. Okay, every word, everything that he shares, if you listen to it with your heart, that's how you know if you're in the heart, if you get it or if you don't get it. Kinda, that's how you can test yourself in a sense. Anything else? Yeah, they're just recording me of the brain activations that will be going on. I would recommend some CBD or some cannabis. It's part of the endocannabinoid system, and your brain needs it, as well as red meat. It helps heal the brain. And what they're telling me right now is work on those connections. Okay, the telepathy for many of you is gonna start becoming easier, so you have to work on that. Okay, whatever activations that we are going through collectively, you still have to be working on it. So keep practicing it, and this is how you're gonna remember. If some of you remember the times from the mystery school, it was a lot different there, because well, you had to go through some extreme learning processes. Okay, like being closed in a room for hours and hours so that things would activate, because that's how we did it. So it's not needed anymore. The path is a lot smoother thanks to mom and dad and everything that they have done, and what we all have done. But you still have to practice it. Okay, it's not like it doesn't just come like that. It activates like that, but then the practice itself, you have to practice it. I'm gonna leave you with that for now. We'll see if we're gonna do another video to maybe explain a bit more, but that's for now, and I love you a lot, and give mom and dad a call. They're right here. You can talk to them. Like, who wouldn't? I don't get it. Why wouldn't you want to talk to them? They're your mom and dad, and well, better not be sorry one day. That's what I'm gonna say. Use the chance now, or have it, because one day everyone is gonna want to do that. You might not, get the chances that you have now. So love you and have fun. Bye bye.